Welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of Suetonius. If you haven't seen part 1, click here. In today's video, we have betrayal, civil war, and a weird taxation on urination. Yes, this is the famous Year of the Four Emperors, a year that almost destroyed the Roman Empire for good. Before we begin, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Just click that subscribe button. Okay, let's get into part 2 of Suetonius, the 12 Caesars. Number 1, Galba. After Nero's death in 68 AD, following a series of rebellions sparked by his extravagance and oppressive rule, the Roman Empire was left leaderless and in chaos. Galba, the experienced and disciplined governor of Hispania, that's Spain, had already declared his allegiance to the Senate and the people of Rome, positioning himself as a challenger to Nero. Supported by the Praetorian Guard, Galba was recognised as emperor by the Senate. He travelled to Rome and was welcomed heroically as a symbol of traditional Roman values after Nero's reign of decadence. However, it became very obvious Galba wasn't up to the job. He began executing rivals quickly, which is a terrible idea in politics, as politicians are like that serpent where you cut the head off and two more appear. Galba's reluctance to spend money and austerity policies would be his ultimate downfall. He was so cheap, he refused to even pay off the Praetorian Guard, the very men who had betrayed Nero in favour of Galba. Galba's reign lasted a whopping 7 months, and it's really where we start to see the Praetorian Guard shift from guarding the emperor to actively choosing emperors, often in favour of the highest bidder. Number 8, Otho. After Galba's disastrous 7-month reign, Otho, his former friend, seized the opportunity to claim the throne. Otho had been angered by Galba's decision to adopt Lucius Piso as his heir instead of him. He quickly conspired with the Praetorian Guard to overthrow Galba. However, his rule was immediately challenged by Vitellius, who had been declared emperor by the legions in Germania. The two rivals met at the Battle of Bedriacum, and Otho's forces were decisively defeated. Number 9, Vitellius. And so Vitellius became the third emperor of the year. Vitellius marched into Rome and did what any lad would do if he was declared the Roman emperor. He partied hard. Food, women, booze. It was such a good party, it lasted months and almost completely drained the empire's already strained treasury. Suetonius describes Vitellius as gluttonous, reportedly feasting multiple times a day whilst neglecting matters of the state. Despite his indulgences, Vitellius showed a ruthlessness in eliminating rivals and purging Otho's supporters, which only fueled further resentment. Vitellius's reign was short-lived. In the east, the legions in Judea and Egypt proclaimed Vespasian, an actual real leader, as emperor. Vespasian's forces, led by his ally Antonius Primus, marched on Rome. Vitellius tried to abdicate in a desperate attempt to save himself, but it was simply too late. His enemies captured him and dragged him through the streets. Vitellius was publicly executed, marking the end of a chaotic year, and it paved the way for Vespasian and the Flavian dynasty. Number 10, Vespasian. Vespasian took power at the end of the year 69 AD, and he restored order to an empire on the brink of collapse. A pragmatic and effective leader, Vespasian stabilized Rome's finances by implementing new taxation and cracking down on corruption, similar to what Augustus did when he became emperor. His best-known policy was a tax on public urinals, or a piss tax. Vespasian is best known for building the Colosseum, the most famous Roman building. His reign also saw the continuation of military campaigns, including the suppression of the Jewish revolt, culminating in the siege and destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. Despite his practical approach, Vespasian had a sharp sense of humour, even joking on his deathbed in 79 AD, "I think I'm becoming a god." His reign restored confidence in the empire, setting the stage for his son Titus to succeed him. Number 11, Titus. Titus was Vespasian's eldest son. He ruled from 79 to 81 AD and is remembered as a benevolent and capable leader. His short reign was marked by several disasters, including the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. Mount Vesuvius's eruption destroyed the city of Pompeii. Titus led efforts to provide aid for the victims and rebuild the affected regions. In 80 AD, Rome suffered a massive fire, followed by a plague. Yet Titus's leadership during these crises earned him the widespread admiration of the Roman people. He also completed the Colosseum and hosted lavish games to celebrate its opening. Titus died unexpectedly in 81 AD, possibly of natural causes, though some speculate foul play by his successor. Number 12, Domitian. Domitian maybe, but probably didn't kill his older brother. We don't really know. What we do know is that he ruled from 81 to 96 AD and is one of the most controversial emperors in Roman history. Initially, Domitian brought stability, strengthening the empire's borders and initiating significant building projects, including the Arch of Titus, to commemorate his brother's victories. Maybe he just felt bad for killing his brother. However, Domitian's reign would soon take a turn for the worst. He became increasingly autocratic, losing his mind, declaring himself a god. And he also purged those he saw as threats. Seriously, what is with all the purging with these emperors? Enough already. Domitian's harsh treatment of the Senate and widespread executions of perceived rivals created a climate of fear. Suetonius describes Domitian as paranoid and ruthless, though modern historians acknowledge his administrative competence. Domitian was assassinated in 96 AD in a palace conspiracy, ending the Flavian dynasty. Thank you for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out massively. Thank you again and have a great day.